I'm Noir Nerd. Welcome to my channel. Like and subscribe. Today I'm going to be doing a vlog talking about the new project I'm working on, a Twine project. Twine, if you don't know, is a really cool free software for making HTML5 interactive fiction games. Anyway, so I wanted to work on a new project using Twine. I released Noir Knights Vampire recently, like in the last few months, and then did an update not too long ago. But I want to work on something new, continue doing more complicated things with Twine. And also, of course, there's been quite a significant development in the arena of technology. Now, this might be a bit controversial, but I'm decided to work in tandem with artificially generated art via midjourney to sort of create the artwork in the game, basically. So I'll explain how I've done that, why I've done that, and just what the thinking is behind doing that, basically. So yeah, midjourney is now here, and you've got ChatGPT, all these other AI art platforms. There wasn't really a specific reason I wanted to make this game, you know, just try out making a game of AI art, but what I did decide to do process-wise is I started off by generating a bunch of images. I sort of had a general idea of what I wanted the setting to be like. I wanted it to be sort of noir influenced, a bit with a bit of a futurist flavour. But what I actually found was that basically creating the images on midjourney did spark off some more ideas, so I was trying to use it in a creative way. Now I do have mixed feelings on the technology, but I think the pragmatic reality is the technology is here and we have to work with it in some way. Like I'm a painter, I'm an artist. I'm not specifically a digital artist, but I am an artist myself, so I do understand why artists are very worried about this development. But programmers have a lot of reason to be, you know, worried about it as well, because yeah, I mean, it can do programming as well. So in a sense, I think all people are screwed, so we just have to maybe start getting on board with working alongside these tools or working with them. I don't know, it's a funny time. But basically, anyway, yeah, I've generated these artworks, of which I'll show a few now. So yeah, I've generated these, and then that sparked off some more ideas. I'll just run a video of, I did actually go old school, and then for developing the actual mechanics of the game, I put pen to paper. I've developed a combat system, a quest branching like plan, obviously, and like different player statistics, and obviously how combat works, as well as yeah, like what statistics, what attributes the player has to determine the strength or accuracy, etc., etc. So just roll some of that. So yeah, like I thought it would be good to go. I quite like planning things on paper that way. I'm pretty old school that way. I mean, obviously there's software that you can do that in as well, but I'd just rather do it with the old school method of pen and paper, to be honest. I find it, for me, that's more of an intuitive design process for actually designing mechanics. It is pen and paper, and just like branching off, like so yeah, that went well. So far the game is actually in a good form. I'll show a quick little video of it here. So yeah, as you can see, it's sort of starting to come together into something. Probably going to eventually port it to Android, I think, or iOS if I can as well. So that will probably be the end goal plan for this project, is just to package it up into Android or iOS and release it on both stores, mobile stores, for, I don't know, like £1 or something, probably. It's very cold here, by the way. We're -10 in Scotland at the minute, and yeah, I think everybody's freezing. That's why I've got all these layers on. But yeah, I think I'll leave the video there. Actually, I guess I could talk a little bit about the setting. I don't want to talk too much because it's obviously spoiler heavy. But like I said, it's a sort of weird fiction game in some respects, if you know about that genre. It's got a certain potentially Lovecraftian influence, maybe. Also, noir is an influence, but I'm trying to meld several different genres basically. So it's a cross-genre melding piece. There's a bit of noir in there. There's a bit of horror, a bit of even zombies, a bit of like I said, like Lovecraftian influence. So it should be an interesting mix. A bit of futurism as well. It's set slightly in the future, not very long and far in the future. Basically about 80 years in the future, essentially. Again, I don't want to spoil the plot of the game or err too much about it. Leave your thoughts below. What do you think about the concept, what I'm doing of working with AI art to generate the artwork for a Twine game? Do you see any do you think that's wrong because I'm not going to be paying an artist to do the artwork? I mean, just actually before I say that, I think one bonus actually of the artwork for indie game devs like myself, who literally most of the time I'm working on my own projects on my own. One of the good things about it, if anything, is that most indie game devs don't have much money. We're usually either relying on a few projects we have out there which make maybe a few hundred at most, or it's a struggle basically. So in a sense, but then I do realise that there are very talented artists out there who can generate incredible bespoke art for video games, as well as 3D artists, which could also be replaced soon, crazily enough. So I do recognise that there is a wealth of talent out there, but I think in some respects, I feel like if you're working on something like what I'm working on now, which is like a small, basically choose your own adventure story game made in an open source engine, I don't know. I don't feel too much. I don't feel like I'm depriving a very highly talented artist of a job by just doing it with midjourney. And like if someone's a high quality bespoke digital artist, I still sort of think that you'll be able to, well, as long as it doesn't take over too much, I don't know. But you'd expect that they'd still be able to work for studios doing concept art and all this, because I don't know. I mean, this is the point. None of us know where this is really going. Maybe in the future it's just going to be you put in a prompt for the description of what you want for your main character, and then you just say with different, you just modify and variate it. This is going on longer now, but I still have cognitive dissonance on this issue. I don't. I think I need to. I'm trying to, again, like I've said, I'm working on this project with these tools just to try them out and see how I can utilize them, right? But also at the same time, I do recognize there are concerns, there are legitimate concerns, there are legitimate reasons to question, is this the best thing that's ever happened? The technology wise, in terms of innovation, it's obviously pretty amazing leap forward. That's good. And I don't want to be a Luddite who's just like, no, because it's new, it's bad. But at the same time, I do recognise there are a lot of legitimate concerns. But anyway, I am trying to see how I can utilise it in this small project, City of the Damned. Again, just if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts you want to put below, then put them down there. Like I said, I don't want there to be heated discussion on this. I just want there to be discussion. If you think it's wrong that I'm going to be using midjourney art to create a small game, give us some reasons why, and I'll consider them. None of the games being generated. The only aspect of the game that's actually being AI generated is the artwork. Everything else I'm doing myself. It's hardcore work. I'm doing all the Twine work. I'm developing all the mechanics for the system, the RPG elements, blah 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 blah. So it's purely just the artwork. But like I said, my sort of idea is to work in tandem with the AI. So the AI is generating images. I'm getting inspired by things it's generating, and then I'm also generating further images, and then that forms a story, and that's sort of how the process goes. But anyway, I'll shut up now. I've talked for too long. Peace. Like and subscribe, obviously, to Noir Nerd.